yeah, it will go well.
Thank you so much. So now I guess we can start. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for your patience this afternoon. Technology happens, and it happens to us. We just need to have that mindset of working with it into its success. So welcome to our October collaboration series. This is Tuesday Talks at 3, a platform where women come together to help one another on their daily journeys of the sphere of life. My name is Lucy Macridis, and I am the owner of LMC Consultancy. I am an expert in helping women get unstuck and onto their true potential through unlocking their limiting beliefs. I am a certified life coach, a mentor, and an online facilitator. Thank you so much for joining us today on this particular live broadcast. Now, for LMC Consultancy, we have 4 main services. And the main services are one-on-one life coach, we have got group life coach, we've got online facilitation, and the one that is the most dear to my heart is the Lady in Waiting series, where our target is to work with teenage girls to empower them so that they may gracefully transition into society. Right now, the October cohort has already started, although we are still admitting girls. So if you do feel that you have a girl that you can gift, you can either leave me a message here on this Zoom, or you can actually go ahead and drop me a direct message on our Facebook Live. And that way we will get back to you. I just be able to know that everybody can hear me. Ladies, it is so good to be here today. And when I talk about LMC consultancy, of course, it cannot happen without me. My background is hospitality, and I've been there for 30 years plus, and I was building women unbeknown to me. But that is because women were building me to the position that I grew into director of sales and marketing in a 5-star international hotel. And once that happened, I was already on the journey to building other women. And when COVID happened, so did the chaos come into my life. My journey was disrupted. You know, my purpose I thought was disrupted, and my potential clearly went out of the window. So I had to rethink, repurpose, come back to the drawing board with my journey to try and understand where was that, because you know the vision was still the same. But now the route had to change because COVID had happened. The adaptation, the rethinking, the strategizing is what we have been talking about this entire time. And this is what I did. I was able to repurpose. I was able to re-strategize and bring myself back up for air. And I'm so happy that I did that, because in that journey, I realized that my purpose was still the same. My purpose was still strong. It was about helping to build one another. And like I've said to you, women helped me get where I am today. And I, in turn, am helping women to be able to unlock those limiting beliefs and onto that platform where they can be their true potential. They can meet themselves. They can introduce themselves one more time. And like I said, since that purpose was actually true, my why, my passion was still there, it gave me that oomph, you know, that strength to go on. But then my potential was out there. It was waiting to be claimed. So guess what? This gave birth to Awakening Self. Now, Awakening Self is an 8-part self journey to your true potential. And on this self journey, we take you through things like finding your voice, what success and abundance is all about. We try to look at things of core values that we can be able, as we are targeting you, what is it that brings you to understanding what your why is, your journey, your purpose, your potential. It is a powerful 8-part series that if you are interested in, please just drop me a line. And I will be dropping in the link onto our Facebook so that you can direct message me there and we can start this journey together, that I can be with you and walk with you on this journey. So I found my voice, I'm owning my voice. And actually what is happening now is that I am claiming it and I'm on that journey. And I invite each and every one of you to join me on this journey to help build one another. Just help build one another, because this is my motto. This is what I like to do. And this is what I believe we should all do so that we can have a better place that we are living in. So let's help build one another. And so we are here, and I'm thanking you so much for joining me on this live broadcast. And enough about me, enough about LMC and how all that came to be. I would like us today to hit onto the topic that has brought us here, and that is ageism. So ageism, what is it? Today, we seek to understand what ageism is. We seek to understand the challenges, the consequences. We seek to understand the opportunities that come out of ageism. And joining me here today to bring out this subject matter to all of us so that we can have an in-depth understanding and seeing how best we can maneuver around this ageism is my friend, Honorable Sarah Munyi. Now, Sarah is a life coach. Sarah is a mentor. Sarah is a thought leader. She is a trainer. She's an author. She's an accomplished lady. And she's out there trailblazing and making a difference, a transformation in the youth, not only in Kenya, in Africa, and around the world. Sarah, say hello to all of us. Let us see who this Sarah is.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I hope that you can hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you. You're breaking up a little bit, but so far we can hear you.
Okay, yes. So thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. I'm excited to join you, Lucy, as well as the LMC fraternity. And please let me know if you can still hear me well. Yeah, and especially to handle and engage on such a topic, such an important,
Sarah,
little spoken of topic.
We have lost you, Sarah.
Okay, so I think I'll have to do without the video. I hope you can hear me.
We'll ask you occasionally to show your face to us. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. If you can hear me, that's good. Yes, so I'm saying thank you very much for the invitation as well to speak on a topic that is so important, but very little spoken of. And many people don't speak about it, but sometimes we are all guilty, So ageism. Maybe before that, I just want to thank you even for the beautiful introduction. I'm a life coach as well, corporate speaker and trainer, and I focus on building people. I'm very passionate about change, so I want to inspire change and excellence to individuals, companies, and organizations. And I believe that is why we are here and we are engaging in this LMC program. So thank you so much, Lucy. Now, ageism, you have it's an interesting one. And when you brought up the topic to me, I was like, wow, look at that. Because this is a topic you will not hear in your, you'll not hear mostly, but it's something that we must talk about because it is happening. So let me first of all, because I know even for most of us, this is what you've heard for the first time, ageism. What is it? So ageism basically is discrimination or stereotyping people on the basis of their age. And this happens a lot. So it's to do with three things. Number one, there's the discrimination. Two, there's stereotyping, and also the prejudice, against people because of their age, because they are older, actually. So, and this happens a lot, actually, if you find like in the workplaces, especially, you will see it a lot. And just so that I bring it to your picture, you see it clearly, some of the examples of ageism. First of all, it's about jobs. When it comes to jobs in a professional, perhaps in a workplace, you'll find there are very many people who will lose their jobs on account of their age. You will even find, Lucy, even companies, like even insurance companies. Some of them, they'll tell you that, if you're above maybe 45 or 55, we cannot give you an insurance plan because, well, you are old. That's basically the reason. That, I mean, they'll tell you 1, 2, 3 professional, nice things to say, but basically they're turning you away because you're old. So yes, so it's a problem that we have, and it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel nice. It's actually discrimination. And also sometimes even receiving some service, you can be given, you find some old people being given low quality service just because they're, just because of who they are, just because of their age. So it happens, and it happens a lot. So that's something so I just needed to first of all clarify that this is what it is. It is discrimination of people on the basis of their age, and some of the examples. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for that definition of ageism. So we are understanding is discrimination, prejudice, and stereotyping against you because of your age. And you're very specific about saying that it is because of the old age, and that is the description and definition of ageism. So now that it is out there, we are looking for opportunities that we can be able to be valuable in this community of ours. And one of the ways of doing that is looking for a job. It is looking for different gigs. I mean, COVID has shown us that different gigs are one of the successful ways to move forward. So I could be going through for a contract. I could be going through for something like a holding on fort for someone who's away. And then this age thing is thrown at me. Ageism is thrown at me. If you could just tell us a few of the challenges of this ageism that we can actually look out for. What are these challenges that we have in ageism?
Yes, sometimes you may not know that it affects the person. We may not know that it affects the person, but it's a challenge that our elderly people, our parents, they have to live with. And sometimes it even happens, even as in a family setup. Can I even start from there, Lucy? Mm-hmm. Even in a family setup, you find there are some things you want to speak with your brothers and sisters. You don't want your parents probably to hear because, well, they can't understand that stuff, the way we look at them. So, sometimes we want to treat them, even our parents, in a certain way just because they are old and maybe we think they don't understand. They don't, so it's important. And it's not like they don't feel it. So one of the challenges, number one, of course, is being overlooked and passed over. Sometimes when there are opportunities, you are overlooked. People think, for you, I think you have lived your life. You've had your day, you've had your heyday. So it's like, we forget that you're still alive. You still have the energy. You still have the brain. You still have the mind. We want to wrap you up so before your day. So it's not a good feeling. So there's, of course, it's being overlooked and passed over by opportunities that are there. Okay, let me go even to on a workplace setup. You will find that if there are opportunities, maybe to go on a training like abroad, or to be sponsored for a master's program or something, you will not find an old person being considered. Or if you are maybe above 45, or most of the time we will not consider people in that age category. We want to go for the 20-somethings, we want to go for the 30-somethings, as if even those who we consider to be a bit elderly, as if they also are not interested, or as if they can't take up those opportunities and work well, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good when you're always passed over by opportunities on account of that. So, and also you are passed over even on challenging assignments. People want to give you the easiest task. No, you just sit there. You don't have to do it. Sit on that corner. Don't contribute much. This is hard stuff. and it doesn't feel good. This person has experience. Probably the one they've built that company, being in that department for a very long time. Then you want to bring in, when there's even a position, maybe or an opportunity for even promotion for someone in the department. Maybe it's the accounts department. We want to bring in fresh blood, young people, or even promote those who are young because they are flexible and everything. We can give all the rosy excuses, but the thing is that this person has the experience, has seen it all, can be able to mentor, can be able to raise, can be able to mentor and really, help in so many ways if we fully exploit their energy, experience, and potential. So we don't look at the potential part. Sometimes we can appreciate the experience that they have, but we don't look at the potential that they have or the ability that they have. We don't look at that, we just look at, they've done this. We just look at the experience. Everybody, even if you are 90 years, Lucy, you have potential to be better. You have potential to do more. You have ability, and the rest of us shouldn't be looking at it like, we say it's like you've lived your day. We shouldn't give you opportunities. It's as if so that overlooking and passing over, is not good. It's really not good. And then we forget, Lucy. We forget that we'll also be there one day. If you're 25, it's okay. That's good. If you're 32, that's fine. But you're gonna be 59. You will be 55 one day. Possibly the way we treat, as these people, even our parents. Let me even say this, Lucy. Even our parents, the way we treat them, maybe backtalk them, because they can't hear with some of these languages, and especially young people. I know we have many young people here who are listening, but even our parents, the way we talk to each other, we backtalk them, or we want to say some things that they can't hear, use sheng or some language they can't understand. One day you will also be there.
Yes.
If it's in a workplace setup, one day you will also be there. You're 45, you're 55, and you are possibly find yourself facing the same challenges that you created when you're 32, when you're 25, or in your younger years. So that the passing over of even challenging assignments as well. And then also, there's the other challenge that I have also seen is also, being left out. Being left out of key, opportunities, being left out of key, even like client meetings. Because even it's like a marketing. And let me even use this. Most of the time, even when you look at the signage in our cities, companies that are advertising for products, let me tell you, you will find old people only being used for retirement packages, by insurance, or by some. Most of the time you'll find that. But when it comes to you want to show the face of an organization, or the face they don't want to put, old people, they want to put, just young people. So you find you're being left out a lot of opportunities, just because of that. Not because you don't have the idea or the face or the beautiful face or the, because if you're about 45 or 55 or that age, you are firm. First of all, you have a face that is firm. You show stability. Mm-hmm. There is the aspect of stability. There is the aspect of experience. There is the aspect of the firmness, and that also speaks loads even for an organization. So this is not just personal, Lucy. It also has to do with organizations, the way they look at young people, and some, or at old people who are a bit elderly. So those are some of the things that I have seen that are very important. We think about them as individuals and even as businesses and organizations.
Thank you so much for that, Sarah. You have actually expounded on the challenges for us to understand that it's not from an individual point of view, it's also the corporations. However, in everything that we do where we have challenges, we must have something that is able to come back and counteract it. So yes, we have these challenges, and you have brought in the corporate aspect. Is there anything that the corporates do to be able to keep this talent? Because you have rightly expressed, although ageism is about the prejudice of age, what about the opportunity where the corporation can actually see that they do have talent, and this talent can be used to their benefit. So tell me, exactly what is it that corporations can do so that they can maintain this talent, that they don't lose it?
Okay, yes, very, very good question. First of all these businesses and companies and corporations have products for these people. In fact, most of the target is these people. You see, because they have, maybe they are financially stable, they can spend, they have the money. So actually, and you find most companies, they have products for everyone. I mean, they have services for every age group, so it's important to appreciate that every age group matters, and not just when they are being your customers, but even when it comes to key things like your advertising and and things like that, and even giving opportunities. The corporations need to understand, that they must bring everybody on board. We can't just be bringing when we really target maybe the elderly, because most of the time, most of the products, investment opportunities, they'll target a lot, that lot, because they have the money they will spend. So we can't just be targeting that. But when it comes to important things like the advertising part of it, we put them, we don't give them these opportunities. So that's a prerogative of of us as a people, as well as the businesses and the corporations. So that's one of the things that they need to do. Just appreciate that every customer matters, every client matters. It doesn't matter their age group, whether they are 22 or they are 94, they all matter, and they need to be given the dignity that they deserve. They needed to be treated with respect and dignity as they deserve. So that's one thing that I believe that as organizations can do. Now, for us as a people, Lucy, it's important, it's important we learn to, first of all, just respect each other. Even when someone on the basis of their age, if they are older than you, give them the respect that they deserve, give them the respect that they deserve. And even in the workplace, I have seen this in places, corporates that I have worked. I have seen, perhaps a young person, you find someone with 29, they are the boss, they are perhaps the programs director or something like that, and there's somebody who has been there in that organization for maybe 25 years or so, and you find that 29-year-old or 34-year-old bossing around this person, and this person doesn't have the energy to do the exchanges and all that, and it's a very awkward situation. And this happens a lot in corporates. Respect that person, first of all, not as your team or employee or a colleague, but first of all because of their age. So even the way you speak to them should not be the same way you speak to your fellow 20-year-old. It should not be. Respect that person, first of all, because of their age. And also, it doesn't mean that because they're old they can't understand new trends that are coming up. Really, it doesn't understand. It doesn't mean that they can't get it. They can't get it, whether it's like now we have so many technologies coming. We are using Zoom, first of all. You need to be patient with them. Sometimes as somebody ages, they grow older, maybe they may become, sometimes some can become a bit slow. Sometimes you have to teach them some of these new tricks, So be patient with them. Be patient with your parents as well. Be patient with your mother. If she cannot understand something that you're explaining, explain to her, be patient with her. Sometimes we are not, and we want them to grasp things like 19-year-olds. It's not going to work, So give them their space because they have a space. So I think,
if I can just interrupt there, Sarah, you've introduced a very interesting aspect. My question had been specifically about how to maintain this talent within corporations. You have successfully introduced the aspect of the target market, the people that we are reaching out to, the people who have the spending power, the people who have the time. Because as you grow older, you now have time. Your time is not being competed for. These are people who are empty nesters. So they're able to have more time to come and enjoy. So if it is target market, that's who we need to come into. So you've introduced that. However, you've brought it right back very nicely into family and ageism as applied in family. And you're talking about respect and you're talking about patience with the elderly people. Now, when we are talking elderly people, what kind of age are we talking about? Are we starting from the age of 40, 45, 50? Who are we talking about?
Yes, so when it comes to elderly people, actually, it varies. Actually, it does vary, and I think if from the ages of 40, actually as early as 40, for us 20-year-olds, we start looking at you like we'll never get there.
It's so true. Yeah, I was once a 20-year-old. Yes, I found 40-year-olds very old.
I even saw somebody apologizing on his Facebook and saying, I apologize to all those people who I called old when I was 19. All those 30-something years old, that I called old when I was 19. Because now he had just turned 30. He's the age where he was saying, oh, these are so old. They can't get it. They can't understand,
Yes.
So, yeah, sometimes we may look at even 40 years old, and say, oh, these ones now, they can't understand, they're too old for this stuff. Yeah. You know that period when you're 20, early 20s there, we, really do have a lot of energy, dreams and all what, and ideas and what. So you think everyone else doesn't get it, is a fool. They don't get it, So from about the age of 40, we'll start looking at, considering people and saying, oh, this one is old for this opportunity. If we are sponsoring 2 of our employees to go and study abroad or something like that, no, we want the new ones. We want the 30-something years old or the 20-something. So from that age, by the way, from 40, we say that's when life starts. But if that's when it starts, that's when we need to give them more opportunities. So that, they can use the energy of the new life, to really bring some things in the companies and in our society into life. So, we should, that's about the age of 40. Now, if about 70 years, and there's the way the body will behave, sometimes there are things that come with age also. There are things that come with age. As you get to 50, as you may not have the kind of energy that you had when you were 30-something year old. As you get to 60, as you get to 70, you will not have the same kind of energy that you had when maybe when you're 50 years old. Yeah, so we also need, that's why I was saying we need to be patient with these people, and we don't rush them unnecessarily and giving them or just relegating them to some funny tasks. It's very important we learn to know that they have ability and potential, and we need to tap into it. So this is a very, very good conversation, Lucy. But we shouldn't really discriminate people on the basis of their.
Well, I don't want to lose that thought process. You've been talking about opportunities, and in the beginning, you mentioned mentorship. You talked about their stability. You talked about expertise. You talked about their experience. Now, this is the talent that I can't seem to move. So we have got promotions. The 40-year-old, the 50-year-old being passed over by a 20-year-old. Now, if this person is being passed on by a 20-year-old, what does that mean for the one who actually has the expertise, who has the experience, who is able to mentor? This is where I'm coming from. I am stuck there because my background is corporate, and I'm now imagining that I've passed up a 40-year-old, 45-year-old, and given this promotion to a 20-year-old. Where are the opportunities here for the 40-year-old? Because with every challenge, Sarah, I am a firm believer there's a solution for everything. There must be an equal opportunity. So let's talk about opportunities. What opportunities do you see for that individual who's been passed up by this prejudice, by this stereotyping, by this discrimination in a workplace? What opportunities do you see?
Yes, there are opportunities. That's a very good question. There are opportunities actually for growth. And the first opportunity you have is to invest in yourself, invest in your continued growth as a person. There are so many of these new things coming up, technologies in your area of passion, in your area of industry. I mean, make it your business to know what's happening, not even what's happening, what's new that's coming up in that industry. Invest in knowledge. Knowledge never grows old,
Yes.
knowledge never ages. And we need to keep on seeking knowledge. So I believe the first opportunity that you have is to invest in yourself. And when we continually do this, then we become relevant. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter whether you are 54 or you are 22 or you are at that 29 or even 19. You can become irrelevant. It doesn't mean because someone is young there, they can become irrelevant. So many of them even get fired from positions because possibly they are not living up. They're not living up according to their the responsibilities that they are given. Or somehow you are not just able to deliver or to give to work as required. So I mean, you can be irrelevant at any level. That's why I'm saying continuous growth and investing in yourself. That's really important. And especially right now, we are in the wake of the digital. It's a digital world. It's the 21st century. It's digital economies and everything. I think it's important to keep on teaching ourselves that, and then we will not be having these conversations of because we have brought in this system in the company. We don't need that this group of people will not be able to be able to work with the system because of their age or something. But if you continually learn, and we can actually see it, the opportunities will still be there. Opportunities will still be there. There are people, Lucy, we need to really defend people who are the elder. We need to defend them, but also we have realized there are people who, it's like, because of the experience you have, the years of experience you have, and you already went to schools the years that you went, they stop learning. They stop developing themselves. With tusha somesha, tusha jenga, tusha, you stop investing in yourself, and you also become irrelevant very quickly. So that's very important. The other opportunity I see is that we should not, even as at that age, at 45 maybe, or at 55, or even at 60, we should not stop looking for opportunities, because those of us who say, mimi nikitoka hii, I cannot, we cannot. Let me tell you, there are always opportunity. If we look for them, I believe, and you're passionate about something, you will get that something. So it just depends. What does that opportunity mean for you? If you pursue it for sure and you're passionate about it, you will get it. So the opportunities are also there, but are we looking for them as the elderly? I don't want to give that name, but just please, for the sake of the conversation.
Yes, for the sake of the conversation, yes, it is the elderly.
Yes. Are we looking for these opportunities, or we'll just say, okay, for me, when I retire, bas ni nyumbani sitaki? And this conversation, let me tell you, Lucy, I do, as a change management consultant, I do some trainings, for pre-retirement about change for organizations, even government institutions, and we do that. And the people who you will find someone saying they're about 59 years, because they're given these trainings that maybe are near to 59 or 58. But you'll find them saying in that room, when you ask them, tell me, what are you passionate about? Somebody is saying, for me, I'm passionate about children, I'm passionate about youth, or this, I'm passionate about farming, and this is when I'm going to start life. So I can't wait to get my letter. So you ask somebody, this is when you're going to start life. And then, but then when you ask them, maybe, so what are you going to be doing? Say, no, I'll just go home. I've done my day. I've just, and for sure, they don't pursue it. Some of them, they just don't pursue it. So you find somebody, at 60 or 62, they have retired. They want to start a business, but they just don't. they just don't want to, they just don't pursue it. When you don't pursue it, let me say this, somebody like this guy of KFC, remind me his name, this huge global
Oh,
restaurant.
yes, the one who started the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes,
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 at
I remember
62, was
his
it? At
name.
62?
He's Yes, he started that business at 65 years after failing. 65 years after failing. Since 19, he started working. He starts insurance, he is fired.
Yes,
Goes and works in a garage, he's fired. He
yes.
goes and works even in washing toilets. He's also fired from washing toilets. Can you imagine that kind of life? But he never gave up. His heart, he knew he's always loved cooking and he loved chicken. He had a passion, but he didn't start on it until he was 65 years. Today, it's a global brand. Today, you walk into any city in the world, from Tokyo to Manchester to Ohio to Nairobi to Nakuru to Nyeri. If that is where you are, you will find a KFC somewhere. So what am I saying? It's never too late to start onto your dream. And even if you have retired or you have reached somewhere where you feel like you just need to resign, it is okay. But go for that go and actually look for that opportunity that makes your heart tingle. Go and look for that opportunity and pursue it. You will build something. You will succeed in it.
I'm really loving what you're saying because I've been taking notes. You've talked about investing and continuous learning. You've alluded to keeping your mind fresh, keep on working on that mind of yours. You've alluded to always looking for opportunities. I would like to just throw you a question. What kind of mindset must that individual be in? Because remember, Sarah, this person has faced rejection, has been passed over because of ageism, has been put to the side. Yeah. So, what kind of mindset are you suggesting that we should have as we are going through this path of ours?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love that. Self-love, self-care, self-acceptance, that is everything. Nobody in life should define you, by the way, even with your age. Nobody should define, even if you're young. There's sometimes we define young people, we also say, they're not fit for some opportunities because they are young, even if they are, so the world should not define you. We shouldn't allow the world to define you, name you, brand you just how they want. We shouldn't. So first of all is to love ourselves. Sometimes, Lucy, we give the world the best example of how to treat us. Yeah. So if you perceive yourself in a certain way that I'm old, don't be giving me those hard tasks. We'll relegate you into just sitting on the corner and never contributing. We will never even ask you for your point of view, even in a meeting. Yes. Because you say so. But when you show us that no, you want to contribute, you have something important to say, you always speak up. You speak out for your mind. You speak out. You speak out for yourself. You can contribute. When we actually see that, we will follow suit. We will follow suit, so we can stand up for yourself as well, and not let the world brand you or even succumb. Let me say this, succumb.
Yes. I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that we are saying that I need to self-love. I need to accept. I should not allow the world to define me. So perhaps in this case, then I need to know I really come from corporate. I need to understand what my unique selling proposition is. Who is Lucy? So that by the time I am in a situation where I am being rejected, I am then applying a mindset of self-love, of acceptance, of seeing that this rejection actually is an opportunity for me to grow, an opportunity for me to try something else. Like I said, I always believe that there's a solution. What are your thoughts on that, Sarah?
Yes, this is very important. Self-love, self-care, that's really very important. And the thing is, define yourself also.
Yes.
Define yourself.
Yes.
I think that's what you've alluded to, and it's very important, because when you define yourself, the world will also call you how you I mean, you call and brand yourself. The world will also brand you that. So that's I believe is very key. And Lucy, not just for even old people, for anyone. For anyone, for each one of us, do not allow the world to brand you. And okay, let me even give you are a corporate, you're coming from a corporate point of angle. This is what happens when you get into the corporate world. When you enter, like, you maybe the first time you entered was as an intern. All of us, you are on attachment or intern, you are learning. That's the name that you are given.
Yes.
Sorry about that. There was a call that was coming. Yeah, I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, sorry. I had to cut it. Yeah, I hope you can hear me still.
We can hear you clearly. So you're telling us about the corporate world and coming in as an intern.
Let me tell you the corporate ladder, how we climbed it. So you're the world first brands you as an intern. They give you a name. We don't care what you have, who you are, but you are an intern here. That's the name, the brand, how we define you. And then after 2 or so years, we call you an executive. We call you maybe a sales executive or something, or we give you a name, just for you to start. You're starting, you are in the shores of the corporate world. So we give you a certain name. And then maybe a sales executive. I've been in sales, so excuse me if I'm gonna use that. Come from a sales environment, so we call you sales executive. After 2 or 3 years, we give you another name. We call you maybe a key account manager. Higher from that, after another maybe 3 or 4 years, we give you another name. We can call you a sales manager. From there, we give you another name. Maybe after 5 years, we give you another name. We call you a sales director or something like that. So by the time you're getting to 60 or you're retiring, we have branded you, called you so many names. That's that now, we are. At the end of the day, Lucy, who are you? Because identity has not changed. We need to be able to define ourselves, because by the time you're getting to 45, by the time you're getting to 50, by the time you're getting to 60, you've been called so many names, given so many names. And sometimes we introduce yourself. Okay, who are you? I'm an accountant. Before you're an accountant, who are you? Accountant is not your identity. It is the role you're playing in that organization, and you need to be able to separate that. You need to be able to know who you are, so that the world does not brand you anything. Everything you take, who are you at the end of the day? Okay, now you have retired, you have left that hospitality industry perhaps, or whatever industry that you are in. So who remains? Let us strip you of all those titles. Who remains? We must have that. All of us, even as young people, as middle-aged, and even as elderly, we all must be able to define our own identity, so that the world does not define us just the way they want, and then seem to determine what we deserve. I think that's very important, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You could have just finalized that one nicely for me, but it gets another question going into my head. Yeah. So who is Lucy? So I am saying Lucy is the one with a positive growth mindset. She's looking at every opportunity and building from it, from all her experiences. Lucy has a set of values that she works on. So everybody, when they hear my name, Lucy Macridis, they can already attach certain kind of attributes and values to me. And then the way I portray my behavior then puts it all together so well. They can say, yes, you're acting like Lucy Macridis. Or that is how Lucy Macridis would act. And it doesn't matter what kind of title I have. Now, this brings me to a very sensitive discussion. Because for me, being in that position, I have labels on different levels. It comes with perks. It comes with salary. It comes with benefits. It comes with a lifestyle. Now, and in English, we call it keeping up with the Joneses. The minute I am passed on for a promotion, passed on to go out of the country to study, passed on to take on a task, to run a project, the minute that happens, and I am passed over and I take it as a rejection. This then is shown in my behavior when I'm out there because I still want to maintain face. And Sarah, you will agree with me. This is happening to so many of us right now in the COVID time. Not only have we been passed over, because right now most of the companies are looking for younger people because they are cheaper. They're looking for younger people because they will come in and do a gig and leave. They're not held on to the experiences, and you know who I am and the things that I do. So people who are perceived to be older, 40 plus, are now either out of jobs or their income has been challenged. But now they're still struggling to keep up with the Joneses. What suggestions, what advice, what would you tell us that can help us to stop keeping up with these Joneses? What is it that we can do to help ourselves?
Yes. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one, Lucy. And because you can only, we usually say live within your means,
Yes. Yes.
Yes. First of all, live within your means in the sense that you're not living your life to please people. You're not living your life to try and prove, things. Live your life. I think that's the first thing, which is very important. And number, you can't, because when you try and to keep up, you will never really make people happy. Number one, if you don't contribute for their harambes and what have you, it's a story. If you contribute also, it's a story. So you've got to find out what works for you, find out what works for you. So, but if you live to please people because they perceive, well, at this age you should have a car, you should have built, your children should be abroad, or your children should be at least this and this level. Sometimes life doesn't always bring to us or sometimes we don't always find ourselves where we wanted, where we wanted or where we aimed. Sometimes life throws things at us and we find ourselves at, south when we wanted to actually go north. So that happens. So I want to first of all say that accept yourself just where you are, and love yourself there, love your journey there, love the part of the journey that you are in, first of all. And it starts with embracing yourself. Embrace yourself, first of all. Love yourself just as you are, and know that you are enough. Whether people reject you, they've rejected you for a certain position, know that you are enough, you are loved, first of all. I think, Lucy, we need a foundation of somebody knowing that they are loved by God. There are people who even forget that. If you forget that basic thing, that you are the beloved of God, that God loves you just as you are, it doesn't matter what you have done, what you haven't done, what you have, what you don't have. If we first of all lose that sense, we'll stop looking for that from people. We'll start expecting that love from people, and when people don't see it, we become hopeless. We become hopeless, we resign. We have people even at 55 committing suicide.
Yes.
It's very sad. We have people who have never even accomplished, let me tell you, people who have even accomplished, someone has retired, is all the way to 60, they have lived there, but you find, okay, what was the cause? They hanged themselves. You wonder, what was the issue? So we mustn't forget the foundation of the love of God, first of all, so that when that is, that foundation is, well, now you are good, that you'll not be looking for people or whatever people bring your way. It's just a plus. It's just a plus. It's not your everything. It's not like your oxygen. So that whatever it is they bring to you, it means so much. It is like life and death. No, whatever people bring to you, you should like yourself in the morning, so that if you get another like on Facebook, it's just a plus. Yeah. Like yourself, love yourself in the morning, tell yourself you're the most beautiful person. If you get it along the day, across the streets of the office or in the town, whatever, it's just a plus. It's not like you are depending on that life and death. No. So love and embrace yourself and your life where you are, please. And we always say, let me just resound this, Lucy, as I wind up on that point. Please live at your own means. Live life at your own, live within your means. Live within your means. Don't try to please. You will never please people, even with you what. Even after Moses, gave them everything, gave them water, even giving them, the quails in the they still complained. So focus on what makes you happy, and you will be happy.
Thank you so much. Those are very, very good, insightful points that we tend to forget. We really tend to forget. In fact, we are more likely to be always thinking the grass is greener on the other side, and that is where we want to go. And all that it is rooting from is from that sense of rejection. So as a life coach, those are the things that I pick out. What do you do when life is thrown out at you? Because once it's thrown at you, you have a choice. You can either go down or you can grab it and make something out of it. There are those who go down fighting because they have refused to accept that life has changed. And here's an opportunity. And I love that you have put out the opportunities for us. And when we will come to the end, we will just be wrapping out and just saying what those takeaways are. So for now, we need to live within our means. The last one that I would just like us to look at is, now that we are living within our means, and I have started perhaps learning, and I have an opportunity. I mean, my story in the beginning, as I was saying, is that COVID-19 brought chaos into my life. It disrupted my journey, my purpose, and my potential. What did I do? I ended up repurposing myself, reinventing myself. And today I'm on screen. I'm with you here, Sarah. If somebody had told me that this would be me a year ago, I would be laughing at them because I was in a comfort zone. These are things I had been doing over and over and over. And I am so sure that today, if I was not doing this and I tried to go into the hospitality industry, to get the kind of job that I had as a director of sales and marketing, I will be passed over. I will be rejected because of the younger blood that is in the industry, despite the fact that I have the experience, I have the contacts, I have the patience, I know the ins and outs. All you have to do now is just put me there and let me get to work. And the returns, I believe, what I bring to the table, my unique selling points, are huge. However, now that I'm starting my own company, I keep on saying this, Sarah, I'm coming from a corporate background where there was resources, there were tools that supported what I was doing. Now that I start my own company, I find I am the cashier, I am the driver, I am the content creator, I am the online facilitator, I am the one who's making calls, making the converting them. I'm doing everything. And on top of that, I need to know about digital frontiers, the things I have learned about digital since COVID. Someone needs to give me a PhD out there. The things I have learned and I have applied, I am so proud of myself. But then here comes the challenge. And I keep on saying this on every broadcast. I am an introvert. I lean towards being an introvert. And I become an extrovert when I'm needed to. Like now, I'm an extrovert. I'm stepping up and I'm making it happen. I'm in the screen and I am socializing with people. However, here's an individual who has been passed over because of ageism. And when this individual has been passed over, they are now in a situation where they have their own company. They have LMC consultancy. How then do they plug in to knowing how to be an extrovert, knowing how to create networks and talk to people? Because now your business needs you to do that. What would your suggestion be to somebody out there who is scared right now, so scared, go out there and make a contact and make their dreams become a reality? What would you actually recommend to them?
Wow. Let me tell you, first of all, I want to commend you for what you have done. I'm telling you, look at that. Already, look at that. Where was that? Can you imagine that kind of energy reserve you had just preserved, somewhere? Yeah,
Yes.
you are able to do everything. You're doing yourself, come up with content creation, marketing, social media, and everything. Where was all that energy? Can you imagine the kind of reserve you still have within you? Yeah, you know. So this is brilliant, and this is what I mean. Each one of us should maybe, if you find yourself at that point, reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. I love that word. I love that word. And you will reinvent yourself in the area of your passions. What are you passionate about? What really makes your heart tick? What really makes your heart tick? Purpose. That's why we speak of discovering your purpose. That's why it's important we have that conversation. And because there are people, like I was telling you, when I do those trainings and somebody is saying, for me, what I've always wanted to do with my life is this. We find somebody has spent maybe 60 years doing something else, and then when they're 6 years, when they're saying, now this is what I've always loved to do, this is what now I'm going to do. And the thing is that I think it's about, first of all, being clear on your purpose, so that as you reinvent, you are reinventing, on something that you're really passionate about, So that's, I think for me, that will be the first thing. And then also, yes, Lucy, it's very important for you to know your personality and how it affects your decision making, your thought process, and even the way you do things. Let me tell you, we are very many of us, who are following this. And if we are all seated in a room, if we are in a Zoom meeting, so if we were all seated in one room, and we all looked through the window outside, there are trees, there's the sky, there are the buildings. We will all see different things. We all look the same direction, but we saw different things. They're the same things, but we'll see different things. There's somebody who will be mesmerized by the curtain.
Yes.
There's another person who the first thing they'll see is the sky.
Yes.
There's another person, the first thing they'll see is the buildings, Another person, the first thing they'll see is the trees. So we all have different ways how we do things, or how we think and feel, and how we even behave the way we behave. So it's very important for you to know your personality type. I also do personality tests for people in self-awareness. That's very important. So it's important to know that. And also, because here's the thing, we have like 4 major personalities. There's so many personalities we can speak about, but they all come down to the 4 major ones. We have the phlegmatics, people who are very quiet, very peaceable. You will never see them, engage in a fight or anything. If you get into a problem with this person, you're the one with the problem. Otherwise, they are very nice, but peaceable. Yes. They also don't take risks a lot. So it's important how your personality affects your thought process. 2, we have the melancholics.
Yeah.
So actually the melancholics and the phlegmatics, these are introverts. They're introverts. They are more quiet. They are loners mostly. They are quiet. They are reserved people. They like to keep traditions. They don't like taking risks. They like to analyze things. When it comes to an investment, you will take forever to decide on that investment until the opportunity is gone. Then we keep saying there are no opportunities, and these young people are taking all the opportunities. Yes. You see? Yeah, so we have that category of people. Then we also have now the extroverts. There are 2 of them. The stronger extrovert is the sanguine. The sanguine is these loud people, the loudspeakers. They are the life of the party. Wherever they are, you can never find a dull moment. Very charismatic, very outgoing, very friendly. You have those kind of people. Then also, and it affects even the way you do business. These people, Lucy, they are very energetic when it comes to starting things. They are very energetic, but the discipline of follow through, they will not have that. So if like you are maybe a phlegmatic and then you have someone else here who is a sanguine, they start a business the same time. I'm telling you, the phlegmatic can really be intimidated by the energy and the noise of the sanguine as they start. But as you go along, you find the phlegmatic is most of the time the person who will keep, they will stay in the journey. They have that. They are very faithful and loyal, and they will stay the course.
Yes.
They have that drive to stay the course.
Yes.
But the sanguine, mostly that character, you find they don't have that discipline of staying the course. And if you don't have accountability, you don't have mentorship, you don't have somebody you're accountable to, and they're also very impatient people, you will not last long in that. You just keep jumping. It will not, whatever venture you're starting will not really fly. So, and then we have very quickly, we also have the weaker extrovert, who is the choleric. These are the workaholics. These are the supervisors and bosses we hate because too domineering. They have the best ideas in the room, as if the rest of us don't think at all. They are very, they are very logical. They are very, they are not even good in delegating, because they are, they are perfectionists. Things have to be done their way. It's their way or the highway. Sometimes you scare everyone around you. People hear you're coming, you're in the office, and they cry. They cry for salvation. You leave the room, we all breathe out. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Good riddance.
Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. I mean, we could go on and on and on about ageism, but I really believe that you have actually answered our questions today, because we had said we were seeking to understand what ageism is. We were seeking to understand what the challenges are and whatever opportunities can be there. You have covered that so well. And we said anything else that comes around that topic. And look what else came around it. What do I do once I am rejected? What are my opportunities are there? You've covered that so well. And now one particular subject, my personality trait in my decision making, because this is going to affect my decision making. Ageism is real. It is here with us. Whether we are 20 years old today, whether we are 40, whether we are 60, whether we are even in our 80s, ageism, I believe, affects us at every age that we hit, because there's always someone younger than me. But the one thing that I am actually saying is, during this time of COVID, I have now become so digital savvy. In fact, Google is my best friend now, because I got tired of asking the younger people, because the look they would give me, Sarah, was like, seriously, you don't get this? So Google is patient. When I look up on the screen remains on. It doesn't go off unless I'm just refreshing it. And I keep on reading and doing it. Maybe I don't get it today. Maybe I don't get it tomorrow, but I will. Today is a first for me, Sarah. I'm so happy you are part of us. For me to have gone live like this, to even attempt to want to go live on Zoom and Facebook Live at the same time, is a first for me. And the fact that we were not able to go on Facebook Live is not a failure for me. It is an opportunity for me to grow. My mindset is so different. So ageism for me, I actually need an opportunity to grow, to reinvent myself, to repurpose myself. And my message to the people out there who are experiencing this kind of rejection is that they need to be able, just like Sarah was saying, to be able to love themselves, define themselves, and live life on their terms. So people are coming to you. People are coming to you. So I have a few takeaways here, Sarah, and correct me if I'm naming them wrongly. My takeaway is pursue your passion. Because when you pursue a passion, doesn't matter what age you are, it's never too late. That's number one. Number two is self-love and acceptance. We should not allow others to define us, as we have said. So it is your mindset, your value, and what you put out as a behavior. I understand there's an echo.
Lucy, we can't hear you.
I went and I muted myself. Thank you so much, Rosa. So we're looking at self-love and acceptance. And we are saying that we should not allow the world to define us. They're not defining us. We are telling the world who we are. So we have been passed over by a promotion. We've been rejected because somebody somewhere in a system has said, or rather a system has said, that we do no longer fit in the box. So we need to create our own reality. And the reality comes from what is inside your mind. How alive are you? How fresh are you keeping it up? How much are you learning? Oh, there are so many takeaways here, but I'm going to take away those two. Pursue your passion and love yourself, your self-acceptance. And ageism will never come and define you. But remember, guys, no competing with the Joneses, because the Joneses, that is the green grass over the other side. They are most probably looking at you and wanting to live your life. So live your life on your terms. So we must know our personality traits. Like I said, I'm leaning towards an introvert, but today I've stepped up as an extrovert. You'd never guess that I am an introvert. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to tell us in parting? Sarah, is there anything you'd like to tell us in parting?
Yes, yes, I have unmuted. I have unmuted. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Lucy. That was an awesome, great conversation that needs to continue. And I think the one key thing I want to say, have a growth mindset, please. Have a growth mindset. Your mind never grows old. It actually don't, if you grow old in the mind, you grow old in every area of your life. So don't allow your mind to grow old. Have a growth mindset. Seek knowledge, because that is what keeps your mind fresh, and as well as love yourself. Love the part of your journey that you are in. There are people who probably may not even get to your age, so it's even a blessing. Age is a blessing, by the way. So it's a blessing. We need to look at it as we need to count our blessings wherever we are, and love ourselves. And we live winning lives. That is my parting shot. You live a winning life by accepting yourself.
Yes, yes, I really love that. I really do. Thank you so much for that, Sarah. And as we bring this to an end, clearly our hour has just flown past. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate your time. I know that you are very busy and you are able to find time to come here. And ladies, for those of you who showed up for this, thank you so much for your time. At LMC, we have the Tuesday Talks at 3. I have just posted it on the chat for the handle of our LMC consultancy. And what it is that I would like you to do is visit our Facebook page, like it, for the opportunity to join our We Are Connected community as we continue to help one another. Now, in my other attempt of technology, I am going to put on this video onto the Facebook so that the conversation can continue. As you can see, ageism is quite a large context. And that means that in everything that we do, there is ageism. We are guilty of dishing out the ageism ourselves. So next week, we will have another exciting topic. And I do hope that you will have visited our Facebook page, and that is where we will put all the information that you need to know when it is happening, what time it's happening. But usually it happens at 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for your time. Have a blessed week ahead. And until we meet at Tuesday Talks at 3 next Tuesday, be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.